Welcome to Growing Up Boomer. I'm your host, Padre, with my co-host, Professor. And this podcast is dedicated to the life and times of the baby boomer generation. The show is loosely scripted, and sometimes we'll go down rabbit holes, and where it leads us to, one will never know. This podcast can be informative, funny, and sometimes irreverent. But most of all, we hope you find it entertaining. My man?
Oh, it's going very well, Padre. How are you?
Hey, you know what? You know what I was thinking?
What?
For our age, we have a lot going for us.
Yeah, we're alive.
That's number one.
That's
our
number one.
Going, yeah. Our knees are going and our back's going.
Yeah, boy, isn't that the truth?
I think it was you that sent this to me at one time. That it showed and I think it was back in 2015.
Uh-oh, that's a while ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. But I think you sent it to me, and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1985, and it said, "I'll be back." And then you sent me a picture of him at the beach, and it's like the Speedo's not looking so good, and it says, Arnold Schwarzenegger at 2015, oh, my back.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I know about the back.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. Oh, by the way, before we get started, I wanted to mention we got our first download from Denmark.
Cool.
Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Oh, it is. I mean, you got Netherlands, Denmark, and the thing that's so funny is that Denmark ranks as one of the world's happiest countries.
Yeah, isn't Norway like the happiest?
No,
or is it Finland?
Yes. Yeah, we did Norway, and all those kind of like Scandinavian.
Scandinavians, yeah.
Yeah, they keep on switching.
Okay, because I think I just heard maybe it was Finland or something. Well, I don't remember which one, but one of them was the happiest, yeah.
Yeah, but that's why it says it's one of the happiest. But it's all those countries up in that area there. Yeah. Oh, and more important is that Lego was invented in Denmark.
Lego was invented there. Boy, is that taken off. Okay, I mean, I remember erector sets, and I love the erector sets.
Oh, yeah.
But now the Legos, as you know, have gotten so complex, and so there's characters and there's animals and there's all sorts of things.
Well, the thing about Legos is they've been around since 1932.
I know, a long time.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. In America, they taken off.
Right.
And then Disneyland. Apparently, they have a theme park. 12 Lane Gardens was the inspiration to create Disneyland.
Ah, okay. Did not know that.
Yeah, this particular one opened in 1843 and is one of the oldest amusement parks that are still running.
Wow.
Huh. And get this, that'll be the last one. The term Bluetooth. Do you know where the term Bluetooth came from?
No, I could make something up, but no.
Well, what I'm going to tell you sounds like it was made up.
Okay.
Because apparently it's got its roots in the Scandinavian history.
Now,
the doctor or the scientist that invented Bluetooth named it after a Dutch king.
Okay.
Who his nickname was Bluetooth because he had a dead tooth and it was blue.
Okay.
And the reason why he used that particular king was because he was known for uniting Denmark and part of Norway as a single kingdom.
Got it.
So they were saying of bringing the technologies together, joining them together, that they did it in honor of him. Kind of like they named Tesla.
Yeah.
For the scientist.
Right. And Nikola. Yeah.
One last thing. Over the weekend, we had Father's Day.
Yep.
Yeah. What you do anything for Father's Day?
Yeah, we went to see the new Karate Kid movie and dinner.
Oh, that's cool. How was the movie?
I enjoyed it. We've seen all the Karate Kid movies. Mm-hmm. We watched all the seasons of, the show, the TV show, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you hadn't seen it, if you like Karate Kid stuff, you'll enjoy it.
Oh, okay, good. I'll see it.
Okay.
It was also let me see, Flag Day.
It was Flag Day.
Yeah. The anniversary of the Army, 250th anniversary of the Army.
Right.
And get this, for Californians, it was the Bear Flag Revolt.
Bear Flag Revolt. That's
You know?
right. Back in, was that 1847?
46.
46. Okay.
For the American-Mexican War.
Yep. I was writing up. I know that. Yeah. Yep.
And this is the thing people don't know. There were more Americans in California than Mexicans at the time.
At that particular time.
Yeah, at that particular time, there was more Americans than Mexicans in there.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem with Mexico was having, was saying, you know what, I don't think they're going to come under our authority.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're not going to come under our authority.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, and you have anything?
Well, yeah. I mean, last week we did the whole tribute to Sly Stone, and same week we passed. We lost Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Right.
And boy, I'll tell you. I mean, that's a loss. I mean, his music is incredible. The Beach Boys at whole, but he was a leader. Wrote some terrific songs. I actually saw the Beach Boys at Carnegie Hall. I'm trying to think of when that was. It was probably 62, 63, I think, something along those lines. Great show. And just a little side note, I think this was the show. I went there with my friend Lee. We lived in the same apartment building. I was on the 8th floor. He was on the 6th floor. And when it was all letting out, he yelled out to everybody streaming out, "Party at 16 West 77th Street." Oh, Padre, I can't tell you how many people came into his parents. Wasn't in my apartment. My parents would have had a fit. His parents weren't around. Okay, so that was an incredible party. So, and it worked out. No trouble. It all worked out fine. So, but anyway, back to Brian, because that's the more important thing. Yeah, it was a terrible loss. I mean, his vocals, his harmonies, the music that he wrote, it said he had a perfect pitch. And we could say a lot about him and the Beach Boys. So he's going to be missed.
Yeah. You know what? In all honesty, that whole genre of music, the surfing music, was pretty amazing at the time.
Well, it was. And I got to say, just a little, personal thing. It wasn't it, but the Beach Boys and some of those other groups during that time, it really started to take hold in me. And I think that's where my desire to come out to California from New York sort of kind of originated from, in there, the music and just the California scene, if you will. So, yeah.
Well, you know what, Professor, maybe we ought to do a tribute to the surfer type of music next month and cover a lot of what Dennis and his brothers had.
That's right. Sure, of course, yes, because it wasn't just him, obviously. Yeah, two brothers and a couple friends. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Padre. Let's do that.
All right. Good. Let's plan it for sometime in July, because we've got all kinds of stuff we're trying to catch up on.
Don't we? Well, there's a lot of stuff out there, no doubt about it. So, cool.
What do you say we get started with finishing up 1955? We
can do that.
All righty. I'll start with the first one. And in 1955, the average age, life expectancy in 1955 was 66.7 years.
Yeah. You know what else was crazy though? Popular gifts were Tonka trucks. I remember them. Play-Doh. Okay, I remember Play-Doh, and but Build Lily dolls. I don't remember those at all. Do you?
They were basically the paper dolls that used to paste little stuff on. I mean, we would never have played with those. First of all.
Yeah. Okay. No, obviously not. Yeah.
Toys were very gender specific. Now,
absolutely.
Did you own a Tonka truck?
Yes, I did. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I had that. I had a Tonka truck. I had a like a steam shovel type thing. Yeah, I did. Okay, I had to think about that for a minute, but I do remember. Yeah, I did.
I had the what was it? The dump truck.
The dump truck.
Yellow dump truck.
Yeah.
Everybody had Play-Doh.
Oh yeah. Oh, you had to have Play-Doh. You didn't have Play-Doh, you weren't a kid.
Yeah. But did you have Silly Putty?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, silly
Oh,
putty.
you used to
Yeah.
put it on the paper and you would pull it off, and then the image that was on the paper,
Would
especially
come
in
off onto the silly puppet.
the,
Yeah, yep.
and what would happen? You'd do it so many times that flesh colored piece of goo would end up looking black.
Yep.
All the ink it took in.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Look, there was a whole bunch of fashion icons back then. You remember Brigitte Bardot
Oh yeah.
and Doris Day and Ava Gardner, Audrey Hepburn, which we've talked about, and last time or a couple times ago. Grace Kelly, Sophia Loren, Jane Mansfield, Audrey Meadows, of course Marilyn Monroe, Julie Newmar. Remember Kim Novak, Elizabeth Taylor, Lana Turner, Jane Wyatt. I mean, there was a lot of heavy hitters out there. A lot of fashion icons. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And get this, McDonald's cheeseburger cost 19 cents and French fries were 10 cents.
Wow. We went out to dinner yesterday and I had a cheeseburger and fries, and I think it was $14.
It wasn't at McDonald's.
No, still. Okay. McDonald's is more than that anyway. How much McDonald's? I never eat. It's rare for me to have a burger. It's not my thing, but it would never, ever be a fast food. I haven't had a fast food burger or fast food in probably decades. Just not my thing. But every once in a while, I enjoy a good burger. And this was a good burger.
Well, no, I thrive on fast food.
Okay. Well, how much are McDonald's these days?
Well, I'll tell you what, 2 cheeseburger combo, which comes with fries and a drink, is $9.99.
Oof.
You
Wow.
start getting into the Big Macs. The Big Macs, I think, are $11.95. You go to
No way.
Yes, you go to combo, the combo now.
Oh, the combo. Okay.
Combo. Okay. You go into the quarter pounder. I think it's a lot. It's almost $13.
Right. I actually kind of fibbed a little bit because I did go to Burger King back in 2020 and 2021 because I would have the Impossible when the Impossible burgers came out.
Mhm.
Okay, because I was vegetarian at that point for a couple of years, and so that's I would, if I wanted something quick, I would go get. But it was the Impossible burgers, so I kind of fibbed. So I had fast food, but it wasn't the whatever. You caught me in a fib. Oh
Well,
boy.
here's a guy who worked at the first Derwieners. That was one of my first jobs. Remember, they're fun since 1961. I
Yeah.
remember going into a Derwiener, and they had the pictures of the 3 starting franchises, right? The
Okay.
owner.
Right,
And
right.
I told Kathy, hey, I work for this guy.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And I'm telling you right now, like I told my daughter, because she kind of was a little leery about my diet.
Mm-hmm.
I take a physical, a wellness checkup every year. I come up with flying colors, everything's good. And I would tell her, I said, there are so many preservatives in me. And I will die and I won't know it. I'll keep on going.
Well, maybe there was something to fast food then.
Yeah.
I know, crazy. Do you remember black and white TVs back then were under $100?
Yeah.
Of course, it was only black and white TV also.
Yeah.
It wasn't color.
And it was about this big.
Yep, absolutely. Or itty bitty little things. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. I know, crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then I guess there was no remote. I think they invented the remote in 1955, but it was a sound remote. Do you remember that one? We didn't get a remote till 1960, a TV with a remote in 1960.
I don't think so. I remember the TV in the Jersey house. So it's probably 56 in around there. And it was a big console, actually. It was a console TV. But no, you had to get up to change channel. You had to get up to change the volume.
You were the remote.
Yeah, I was the remote. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
when they first did it, they did it by sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what you do just to if you really wanted to upset people, you had to have a pocket full of coins and you drop them
Oh,
on the hardwood floors, and that would change the TV.
oh, that's weird.
It'd go dink.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Huh, crazy. crazy. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Velcro
Um,
was invented back then.
Velcro was invented back in 55. Wasn't it from somebody in Swiss, a Swiss guy, something
Mhm.
like that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Uh,
thought it was NASA.
right? Okay,
Mhm.
for yeah, so it makes sense to me too. I think I agree with you. I think I thought it was NASA too, but nope. Unless somewhere along the lines NASA decided to use it a lot, and that's where we
Yeah.
got the
Mhm.
association. So yeah, isn't that how they keep the space station together with Velcro?
No, that's duct tape.
Oh, duct tape. That's right. That's right. Okay. Interesting. Oh no, but I bet they use Velcro inside for keeping things on there.
Oh, I'm sure they
A
did.
flashlight and stuff like that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Have a little Velcro on this and a Velcro on the flashlight. Yeah,
Mhm.
it makes sense to me. So maybe that is where it came from.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
crazy. So now I don't know this. I've never heard of this before. But I guess in 55 and 56, Dodge manufactured the Dodge La Femme. It was a full-size car specifically for women. Do you
Mhm.
remember that?
I do not.
I do not either. I never heard of that.
Yeah, I do not. I just do remember Dodge was the forerunner of the black and pink car. They were the ones that had the black and pink car. Then all of a sudden, the Cadillac got into it and stuff like that.
Black. Do you remember what the model was of that Dodge? The black and
I
pink one?
have no idea I was not a big Mopar guy. all
Yeah, I
right?
wasn't into Mopar either.
Yeah, I'm a big bow tie. Chevy was my thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
Well, I liked Oldsmobile. Yeah, yeah.
But-
Of course, you remember FORD, Fix or Repair Daily?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Good.
And my in-laws
Uh-huh.
live and die by Ford.
Okay.
They were Ford people, and I used to tell them, "What kind of Mexicans are you?" I said,
Yeah, where's my Chevy? You need a Chevy. Yeah, I got the Chevy.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely. Chevy.
"Yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
come on, not a Ford. What is
Yeah.
it?"
I know. Nuts. Crazy nuts. So yeah, what was important though, actually, this is kind of a big deal. In 55, Alexander Fleming, he's the guy that discovered penicillin.
Oh,
So that's a big deal when you think about it.
mhm.
That saved a lot of people,
Yeah.
from a lot of illnesses through the years, of course, and we have a lot more stuff too. So yeah, so, crazy year.
Oh,
What
yeah.
else? Five. Um,
Oh, and then what is it that happened? Stove company introduces the first microwave.
The first microwave. Yeah, I didn't realize that's when it was. I thought it was later than that.
Well, it was affordable later than that.
Yeah,
But-
maybe that's yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously.
$100.
Yeah.
$1,300 for a microwave when the minimum wage is $1 an hour.
Yeah. 1,300 hours divided by 40. Wow, that's a long time to earn enough money for.
And you have to eat.
Yeah, you got to eat somewhere. You got to eat, pay rent, and everything else. Yeah. Car and Driver magazine began publishing
Oh,
in 55. Okay, it's still around.
mhm.
Okay, it's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you know? What the average income was a year?
Oh
back
my!
then?
You're going to tell me I know.
Well, $4,130 a year.
Mhm. Yeah.
A year.
Uh-huh. and what was the average cost of a new house?
It was under 20 grand. What was it?
$10,950.
Wow. So I'll buy 10 of them.
I was going to say, oh, yeah. What was the average rent? $87 a month.
I'm trying to remember what my first apartment rent was.
Mhm.
It was only a couple $100, I think. It wasn't all that much.
Yeah. Well, I remember ours was $199, and the reason why, and I thought it was high,
Mhm.
but Kathy wanted to live in this one unit. It was a very small apartment complex. There was one down the street that was $129 a month, but it was one of those big apartment complexes.
Uh-huh.
She says, no, I want this one right here. This one had I think 11 units in it.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason why I agreed to it was because there was a Hoff's Hut, and I liked their chili omelets.
Oh, well, there you go.
There, it was like a block away, and Hoff's Hut, yeah, I love chili cheese.
Okay. The average cost of a new car $1,900.
Oh.
And that's probably about right, because I remember I ended up getting a 69 Dodge Dart, a yellow 4-door Dodge Dart. It was $2,000.
And when was that? When was that?
That was in 69.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was weird. So, I mean, that was 11, well,
Mhm.
yeah, 14 years later, but still, that was a low end. It was a low end car, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, who the heck would want them?
Yeah.
In fact, that's the car that I took to Woodstock.
There you go. So it has memories.
Has memories, baby. Yeah.
And 1900, that's an average repair bill for a car these days.
Oh gosh, yeah. Absolutely. Some cars, that's what, just to get through the door into the dealership, it's $1,900 for crying out loud. You can expect that. That's what
Yeah.
I used to say when I had my M3. Okay. I mean, anytime I visit BMW, it's $1,000. Just it's $1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
And most of the time it was at least 1,000.
Yeah.
So yeah. But those were the days.
Yeah.
I don't drive Beamers anymore.
Yeah. $1,900 for a new car and 23 cents a gallon for gas.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be nice now? Hey, I don't know. You see, I'm in Oregon, okay, and I just saw $3.95 today.
Mhm.
Gas has been going up.
Mhm.
It's been going up by you. I mean, I know it's hard. I know it's more expensive in California than here, like at least $1, if not more,
Mhm.
average per gallon higher. But are you up at $6 yet?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
No, actually went down to four. You can probably find some that are 4.79
Now?
now.
Really? Because we were about 375.80, and then we got down to the low threes, like 320, 30, 35, and now it popped back up. And we don't have any summer blends like California does.
Yeah.
So
And,
I don't know what's going on.
Valero's closing.
Yep, I do know that they're closing, and I know the city is trying to figure out what the new Benicia is going to look like in 15 years, because it's going to take that long for anything to happen.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
probably, yeah, I know, that's too bad. And also they're closing the other one in Southern California too.
They are.
So gas prices, I would assume,
Yeah.
in California are going up. What are stamps now? They're 49 cents. Postage stamp is 49 cents now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Back
is.
then, it was 3 cents. 3 cents. Now, here's an interesting one.
Yeah. And
Okay.
your mail still gets lost.
Oh, absolutely.
It got lost cheaper.
Oh,
Let me-
yeah.
Let me tell you, I was trying to retire one time, and the retirement, because I have a few retirements,
Mhm.
sent me something to sign and stuff like that. I never got it.
Oh, boy.
Never got it. I called them up and I said, "Oh, you know what?" I said, "I've never got the affidavit. Could you resend it?" And
Sure.
they said, "Sure." And I told her, I said, "Let me tell you," she says, she apologized. She was really nice about it. And I said, well, time out. Let me tell you what mail doesn't get lost by the post office. That's junk mail.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you they never lose junk mail.
It doesn't matter, because if it gets lost, it's in somebody else's mailbox. Okay, then it's found.
Yeah.
Okay, I know, it's crazy. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's nuts. Something, now this is interesting, because it hasn't changed since 55 to 2025. Unemployment rate was 4.2 then. It's 4.2 now.
That is correct. That is
Yeah,
correct.
that's about the only thing that's the same.
And in all honesty, they say that when you have 3.0 unemployment rate,
Yeah.
basically everybody's employed, because at least
Yeah,
3% of the people don't want to work.
Yeah, it's called yeah, when you're down about, that's like full employment there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So,
what was inflation? A negative 0.37.
yeah,
And
interesting.
it was pretty flat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And so what was it?
It was a negative 0.37.
Yeah, negative 0.37 today. And now, obviously,
Today it's down to, what is it? what is it?
no, I think it's no. It's like 2.8, I think it is, depending which metric you want to follow.
Mhm.
Whether it's Bureau of Labor Statistics or whatever it is. Yeah. So inflation, but it's not that low. That's
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah,
And we'll see if it's going to go up or not with things going on. But
Yeah.
what, like, let's see, $1 then is about $10 today. So a 10 kind, that's
Yeah.
a big,
Yeah.
big increase, to say the least.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not kidding, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this minimum wage. We
Right.
got raised that year from 75 cents to $1 an hour.
$1 an hour. Yep. Wow.
And what is gold going for these days? Do you remember?
Oh, gold now is like what, $2,800 an ounce,
Yeah. What do
give or
it was-
take?
Yeah, and it was back then was 35.15 per troy ounce.
Yep. Why didn't I just start buying then?
Well, at times you could not buy gold.
Yeah, they would not reserve. That's right. They wanted to keep it all in the Federal Reserve. Yep.
Yeah, because it was a gold reserve.
Yep.
President Eleanor Roosevelt made it illegal to have gold, and everybody had to turn in their gold. Richard Nixon was the one that said you can sign it, but it was still controlled. Prices were still controlled by the government. I believe it was Ronald Reagan that took off the control, and gold went.
I think it was, because that was in the early 70s. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
Yeah, early to mid 70s. Yeah. Right in
Yeah.
around there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So, there's a bunch of TV stuff that went on in 55 too.
Yeah.
So, some of the shows that were popular was a $64,000 question. Did you
Yeah.
ever watch that?
I did not.
I watched it sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And and now, unless my memory is gone, didn't Groucho Marx host that?
I don't. I think he did the Groucho show. I don't know if he did the 64. He may have hosted.
Well, you know what? Maybe he did a show, but he would sometimes say, "Now that's a $64,000 question."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, he was an interesting character, man.
Oh man, yeah. He and
I
his
got-
brothers,
The younger generation have to look at some of his movies.
they do. Okay. No, and with Harpo and the brothers, everybody else, yeah.
You know, Harpo did not talk. He had no lines,
Right.
right? I mean, he could actually talk, but as his character, he never had a line.
Right.
You know how they got that? You know how he got that persona?
No.
What happened is, they had a vaudeville act before they went into the movies.
Yes.
So one day, Groucho and Chico thought it would be funny if they changed all the lines.
Oh.
So they're doing this stick, and the lines are all different. Harpo has no idea what he's supposed to say, so that's how he got his.
Okay. And I imagined his expressions.
Yeah,
Okay. What they were saying, and everybody was laughing at that. They said, "You know what? Maybe we have something here." Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Do you remember I Love Lucy?
Oh, who doesn't?
Okay. There's people that don't, but great show. I mean, that was a very popular show. I Love Lucy. She was great.
What baby boomer doesn't know I Love Lucy?
Yeah, but Baby Boomer, of course. Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to know that.
Yeah,
Otherwise you weren't tuned in.
yeah.
You must have been holed up in your room, and it wasn't with a computer game. I don't know what you were doing. Maybe reading a book. Could be. So what other shows? I'm trying to think of what other shows are big.
Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, well, of course, Ed Sullivan Show is big.
The Beatles. Everybody remembers the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan.
Right, but that was in 64. We're talking 55. It was
Yeah,
big, but he was on for many, many years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we watched him a lot. He had some really good, interesting acts, funny acts. Yeah, musicians and so on and so forth. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Another one that I watched, I think he's hysterical. Jack Benny. He's what a character, man.
Oh yeah. They even mentioned him because he was known for being real cheap.
Yeah.
And you remember in Back to the Future,
Mm-hmm.
and then the guy, the professor, asked Michael J. Fox, because it's Christopher Lloyd, I think is
Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
He asked him, "Who's president in 1985?" And he goes, "Ronald Reagan." And he goes, "The actor?" And he says, "Who's Secretary of the Treasurer? Jack Benny?"
Yeah, Jack Benny. He was a trip. I remember laughing so much. I really did. I mean, there were other shows too. I mean, You Bet Your Life, which was good.
Oh, yeah.
The Millionaire, I've Got a Secret. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But
You remember Dragnet?
yeah, I do remember Dragnet. Yep. What was the guy's name? What was the main character's name?
Oh my goodness, I can't remember.
Dragnet. Oh,
Jack Webb.
yeah. I think that was
Jack Webb.
Yeah. Now, of course, what was really taking off during those days was soap operas.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But the soap operas, and I was into soap operas. Jackie, she watched some of them, but I didn't know her in 1955. But soap operas, it caught on. But they were big time then. Search for Tomorrow, The Guiding Light. I'm not even sure. I don't even know if some of these still exist.
The Guiding Light, that was Kathy's favorite.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Okay.
She loved The Guiding Light.
Okay.
And then, and I mean, that thing ran so long. And then with the advent of VHS, so you record, she was happy as can be.
Oh yeah, Guiding Light, Love of Life, The Brighter Day, Secret Storm. I mean, these are, I don't remember them all, but I know that those are some of the popular ones there. So yeah. So radio programs were big then, obviously because there weren't many TVs, and in 55, and so I mean there was Amos and Andy. Okay. Now,
you can't do that one today.
Huh? You can't what?
Amos and Andy today.
No, you can't do that. But I remember that. But that ended up on TV, if I recall correctly, because I used to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think it was probably a couple of years later than that. It's when I started to watch. But but that was you couldn't do that now. It was funny back then. Bing Crosby was on radio.
Yeah.
They even had Dragnet on radio.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of them. Gunsmoke, Gunsmoke Travel, The Lone Ranger. Remember
the Lone Ranger? I mean, I remember I watched The Lone Ranger all the time on TV. I don't remember. So I'd say I don't remember listening to radio back then. Maybe. Yeah, I don't even know if I listened to music then. Not in 55. I was 6 years old, so I don't know. Yeah.
But then again, radio, you have to sit down and listen to it. We as kids, we were out and about.
Yeah. I mean, there was a TV time. TV was when I got home, just before dinner. Okay, I would usually get in by, depending. I think Mickey Mouse came on at 5:00, and so I would watch that. And I don't know, it was an hour or something after, and dinner was at 6. So that's kind of was the routine. But movies there's some really good. I've never seen this one, but I could just imagine because I watched Abbott and Costello, when I was a little older, watched them. But Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy.
That was a classic.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen them all. Come on.
I have never seen that one. Oh gosh, God.
And then there was the other one. They meet the werewolf, the Frankenstein. I mean, a Dracula. Oh, they meet them all.
It's my great nephew is living with us now. I think I told you, and he was not exposed to lots of things, and movies were one of them. And so we're just last night. This is kind of an aside. We actually watched The Godfather, and we watched it again. And I forgot how really good that is, and I've forgotten some stuff. But we watched The Matrix and so on, and Matrix 2, the second one, and so we're catching up on some classic ones. We did Terminator 2, so on. I think maybe I should switch it off and watch Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. See what he thinks about that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is hilarious. I'm telling you. Well, what was the other one?
Fire engines.
See, for Father's Day, I got to watch whatever I wanted, so I binged on John Wick.
Oh, I had a funny feeling you would do that.
I saw the entire body count of 439.
Were you counting them as they went?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 movies. 439 is the body count. I finished it up this morning during my workout.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. There you go. Okay.
And of course, I had to take a break because of the Giants-Dodger game.
Yeah, I know. I knew this was going to come up at some point, Okay, in this conversation. I didn't even think about baseball the whole weekend. What
Mhm.
happened in the series?
The Dodgers won the series.
All three?
Oh no, they didn't sweep. They just won.
Oh,
The series.
okay. They took two? Okay.
They took 2 out of 3.
Okay, because I think going into it, weren't the Giants in first?
No, they were tied.
Oh, they were tied. Okay,
They
got
were
it. Okay.
tied. So they took 2 out of 3. The Giants are behind by 2, but I really don't care until after the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah, it means nothing right now. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're that close, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
the Rockies is a different story.
yeah. The All-Star break, if you're single digits, you got a chance to make the
Yeah,
play.
you got a chance. Yeah.
It's kind of like watching basketball. All you got to do is watch the last 5 minutes.
I'll tell you. Speaking of basketball, you know what? Is that tonight? That was last night, wasn't it?
Mhm.
No, yeah, last night it was OKC and was a game. It's tied 2-2 now, right?
I have no idea.
Oh, I think the NBA Finals. I think it's 2-2.
Once the California teams are out, I don't care.
Yeah, I may watch it. While I was working out, I watched game
Mhm,
2.
mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, back to movies in the 55. So All That Heaven Allows, which I don't remember. Bad Day at Black Rock. I do remember that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't remember the movie, but I remember the name, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I watched the movie, but don't ask me what it was about.
Yeah. Blackboard Jungle.
Blackboard Jungle, another good one. Now, who was the star in that? I don't remember. Was
I
that
think it was Glenn Ford, I believe.
okay?
Was the
Could be right. Yeah.
yeah. East of Eden, of course.
East of Eden. Well, we talked about some of these, recently.
Mhm.
Yeah, East of Eden, Guys and Dolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the horror films back then?
Oh, golly, I've probably seen them all.
Okay. I don't think I've seen any of them. I didn't get into any horror movies until later.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait a minute, there's Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. That was
Yeah.
a horror movie.
that's a horror movie. Okay. How could Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy be a horror movie?
It is considered. It's got the mummy in it.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, I get that. Three Cases of Murder.
Yeah.
Okay, was another one.
Mhm.
Night of the Hunter. What's that?
It Came from Beneath the Sea is great. Godzilla raids again.
Wow.
Some,
Okay, yeah.
The man with the rubber suit.
Yeah, wow.
That's Godzilla. The man in the rubber suit.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see, animated films.
Mhm.
Trying to think of what was there. That there's Beanstalk Bunny,
Mhm.
Barely Asleep. You've probably seen all these. Bedtime Bedlam, which was Woody Woodpecker, which I love Woody Woodpecker, but I don't remember these movies. I really don't.
Mhm.
None of them that I'm looking at. Blinkety Blank, Bunko Busters, Designs on Jerry. Who? That's Tom and Jerry series. Okay.
Mhm.
Double or Mutton. Oh man,
They came up with some interesting stuff, huh?
they really did. So
Mhm.
let's see, Academy Awards. That was the 27th Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a big number now. They're approaching 100. Let's see. On the Waterfront won 8 Oscars.
Oh, what a great movie.
Yep. That was the best one. Yeah, On the Waterfront.
What are these? I could have been a contender.
I could have been a contender. Yeah.
Could have been somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's like reminds me of that's The Godfather.
Mhm.
Make him an offer he can't refuse.
You know the thing about Marlon Brando?
What's that?
He never read a script.
I don't know if I knew that. Okay.
He would act off cards. They would hold up cards behind the camera.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Whenever you always see him kind of like looking off.
Uh-huh.
And that's because he wanted what he wanted since he was a method actor. He
Right.
wanted the scene right there.
Right.
He didn't want to come in with preconceived idea of how he should be acting.
Right.
He wanted it right there. So
Well, he nailed it.
yeah.
He definitely nailed it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And you know what? I could appreciate that. Okay. Having the lines kind of like that. I mean, one would hope that I would imagine he would have had a little bit of the lines, but if they were totally cold, then it's quite amazing that he was able to do what he did. Yeah.
You know, think about that. I mean, that's what comedians do.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the the teleprompters.
Right.
They're brought into the camera and they're telling jokes and stuff like that.
Right.
Looking at that, I mean, a lot of guys use that. So.
Yeah. Politicians do that too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, shoot, they got to remember what they're lying about.
Yeah, exactly. Or what somebody wrote, they have to, what somebody wrote for them. I know.
Yeah.
Nuts. Let's see. So musical artists back in 55.
Oh,
Well, I
oh.
think we probably touched on a couple of these, but Bo Diddley,
Oh yeah.
Chuck Berry, Don Cornell, who I don't know,
Hmm.
the Drifters, I remember, the Four Aces, I remember, of course, Frank Sinatra. Do you know Georgia Gibbs?
I do not.
Okay, or J.P. Morgan, but I don't. But that's not the J.P. Morgan we're thinking of. No. Okay, so and there were others that I don't think I've ever heard of.
Now, he wasn't a big star back then.
Okay.
Right? This wasn't a big star, but this was his big moment in 1955. I am going to give you a line from one of his songs and see if you can name the artist.
Yeah. Good luck.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Wop,
this is not a test, is it? Wop
Yeah,
papa doo wop wop papa.
Pop, pop, boom.
Isn't that James Brown?
No.
Oh, who?
Tutti Frutti.
Dude,
Oh, Fruity. Tutti Frutti. Oh, Rudy.
I remember. Yeah,
Little Richard.
they're the Richard, of
Was
course.
his
Yeah,
first
yeah.
big hit.
That's right. Yeah. Little Richard. Yeah.
Pop, pop, luma, the lap,
Do
pap,
that,
boom.
that. Oh man.
Named Daisy. She always drive me crazy. Girl named Daisy. She always drive me crazy.
Yeah, Little Richard. Yeah, of course.
Boom. Boy, that guy could play the piano, huh?
Yeah. Oh, he was able. Yes, he could go up and down the keys like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's see what top songs.
Mhm.
Cereza Rosa. That
Mhm.
was Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White. Who's that? Perez Prado. Rock Around the Clock. Okay, Rock Around the Clock. Yeah, Bill Haley in the comments.
Right.
Remember that. Yellow Rose of Texas. I remember that.
Yeah, getting back to Rock Around the Clock.
Yeah.
It was the first rock and roll song to make the Billboard charts.
I think that's right. That's right. Yeah.
First one, and get this, it for the first season, or maybe even the first two seasons, it was the opening song for Happy Days. Before they came out with Monday, Friday, Happy Day.
Yeah.
This first season they used to use Rock Around the Clock.
Around the Clock. I don't remember that, but I believe it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. Happy Days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
Happy Days. I know Happy Days. Yeah.
our world revolved around TV back then. I mean, we had to get home to see Happy Days. And
Oh,
when
Happy Days.
Mork
Yeah.
and Mindy, you'd be out for dinner and say, should we have dessert? No, we're going to miss Mork and Mindy.
Yeah. Well, what about Tim the Tool Time? That was a little bit later also. But anyway, the Yellow Rose of Texas, Mitch
Mhm.
Miller. I remember Mitch Miller and his band.
Yeah.
Roger Williams was Autumn Leaves. Unchained Melody.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier,
Mhm.
born on a mountaintop in Tennessee. No, there you go. I'm done. The Ballad of Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love is a Many Splendored Thing. I mean, these are some pretty well-known songs.
Yeah.
Sincerely, the McGuire Sisters.
Mhm.
Ain't That a Shame? Pat Boone. Yeah. Okay. So, how about some food and beverage stuff?
What's the first one?
The first one, I love tuna noodle casserole.
Oh.
I'd love it now. I wish I can get my wife to make it right now. I would eat. She doesn't like it at all. I think, you know what? I think way back early in our marriage, I think she made it. Maybe I made it. Okay. And I ended up eating probably the whole thing or most of it. It wasn't her thing, but I love tuna noodle casserole.
Mhm.
So, but what else was popular then?
Oh, apple pie.
Come on. Apple pie is timeless.
Mhm.
Okay. It's popular now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's popular. It could be popular in 50 years. Apple pie.
Mhm.
Come on. Yeah, really. Corned beef hash, Armour Star corned beef hash.
My mom used to make that all the time for me for breakfast.
I had that occasionally. Yeah. Yeah. Baked Alaska. You remember what that was?
Not really.
If I recall correctly, it was an apple that was baked.
Mhm.
Okay. Baked beans.
Oh, I know
Okay.
baked beans.
Baked beans, I know them. Yeah, it was Heinz baked beans, right? It was Heinz
Baked beans, refried beans. I'll have beans any way you want them.
beans anyway. Yeah, it was Heinz beans. I remember Heinz baked beans.
Yeah.
Actually, Jackie made some good baked beans recently. Baked ham was very popular. Okay, now I eat this and I like it. I don't remember eating it back then, but beef bourguignon. Beef bourguignon. It's really good. Beef stroganoff.
Mhm.
Okay, Jackie still makes it. It's really good. So that's still good. Braised pork chops. I like pork chops. I don't remember braised.
Mhm.
Champagne punch. Again, these are popular things back then. Well, at 6 years old, I probably shouldn't know about champagne punch. And chicken a la king, which I may have eaten once or twice, and that was it. Done for me. It's like chip beef. Done for me.
Oh, I used to love chicken a la king.
Oh, not me.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
No, wasn't my thing. What about famous birthdays? Okay, so people born in 55. So Bill Gates, everybody's heard of him. Bill Nye. Okay. Who else? Who else was born then?
Well, one of my favorites, of course,
Is
Bruce Willis.
Oh, well, of course, Bruce. Yes. In fact,
Mhm.
that's what we're going to show my great nephew. We almost did that last night. Instead of that, we're going to show him Die Hard. Okay. But we ended up doing Godfather instead.
Oh, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party. Oh, yeah.
Yippee-yi-yay.
Yippee-yi-yay, guy. Yeah. Yeah. Yippee-yi-yay. I know. Let's see. Gary Sinise
Mhm.
was born then. Howie Mandel, Jeff Daniels.
Mhm.
Okay. I like him. He's good. Kevin Costner. Okay. Born in 55. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, he is younger than me. Let's see who else. Moses Malone,
Yeah.
basketball player. Remember him?
Mhm. Oh,
Reba
yeah.
McEntire.
Mhm.
Reba McEntire, great singer. Steve Jobs, Mr. Apple. Okay, I've got my Apple phone right next to me.
Mhm.
And yeah, Tom Bergeron, game show host. I don't remember what game show, but yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, Yo-Yo Ma, the
Yeah.
cellist. He's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and Yolanda King, civil rights advocate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. Who died in that year?
Oh,
Famous people.
yes.
Famous people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
The ones that I know one was Albert Einstein,
Yep.
but the ones that really put a dent in history was Cy Young and Horace Wagner.
Yep. From baseball perspective, yeah.
From a baseball, hey, from any perspective, okay?
Yeah.
Baseball is life.
Yeah.
The rest is just details.
Yeah. The rest is details. James Dean died that year too.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Yeah,
he
which we talked about.
Mhm.
Who were the largest companies back then?
did. Oh, I'm gonna right away. To me, it's either got to be a car company or an oil company back then.
Well, you're right on both counts. Okay. Number one was auto, General Motors, and number two was oil, ExxonMobil.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it wasn't called ExxonMobil back then. I don't think so.
It was Richfield, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a precursor. It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the Eagle, or not the like the Eagle. You used to go to the gas stations, and they had the Eagle with the big wings on the
Yeah.
Richfield or
Exactly.
something like
Yeah.
that.
U.S. Steel. Right. U.S. Steel was the biggest company,
Mhm.
and of course, right now they're just getting getting merging with Nippon Steel, I guess it is in Japan. Yeah. General Electric, biggest company now, of course, and then recently it's split. Its stock went way down. It's split. Now it's doing well again. S-Mark. I don't remember what S-Mark is. I don't remember.
Mhm.
Chrysler was big. Armor. Okay, now that's the Armor Food Company.
Mhm.
Was big. Gulf Oil, Mobil Oil, and DuPont. Those are like the top 10 companies that year.
Yeah. And you know when it comes automotive, what was number one?
Chevy.
Chevy by far.
Chevy. Yeah, by far.
By
Yeah.
far. And then of course there was Ford, Buick, and the first Mopar is the Plymouth.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember you racing my 442 against Mopars.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was fun. You know, the interesting thing about the Mopars that I remember, God, I wish I could remember his name. He was in my dorm, and he had a Mopar.
Mhm.
I don't remember what did he have. I don't remember. Um, but they started the sound of when they started was different.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, and I don't know if it was a starter or what. It was just different.
Uh,
Um,
what do you remember the car?
no, I don't. Dodge. It wasn't a Valiant. Dodge. No, I don't. I don't.
Do you remember the year?
Well, let's see. I have my 65 442, but that was in 60, probably 67, probably 67. Could have been what his car was.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it wasn't a Hemi then.
Yeah,
No?
I think it was a Dodge Hemi. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
could have.
it was a fast car. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it,
Yeah,
as far
yeah.
as that's
If
concerned.
it's
Yeah.
a Hemi, it probably sounded different because of the way the heads are shaped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sounded different.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hemi stands for hemispheric. Hemispheric is because
Okay.
the way the head is shaped. It's the heads themselves. You know how usually you've seen the valves.
Yeah.
It's actually the valves are on the side, and they're actually a little bit more room to get more fuel in.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what makes Hemis so fast.
Yeah.
Because they have more fuel and air mixture in the cylinder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But just like their wedge, remember they tried to in the early 70s they came up with the Duster, the 340 wedge.
Oh yeah, the Dodge Duster. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It was a pretty good looking car. Their valves are in line as opposed to offset.
Okay.
So this was supposed to add more compression in there. I have no idea, but because
Right. Right.
I'm not a Mopar guy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Pretty good
Yeah.
car.
Remember, actually back then they had Studebakers and DeSotos and Nashes. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Did you
that-
remember,
that link-
you remember the Metropolitan?
I do remember Metropolitan. Yeah, but not from back then. I mean, I remember seeing them
Yeah.
later from back then. I don't remember them in
I had a
1955.
buddy who had a Metropolitan, and he would use it for just commuting. The guy
Okay.
he was a mechanical genius, self-taught.
Uh-huh.
These cars were so small. The one he had, the little Metropolitan.
Uh-huh.
Remember, Chevy made the Metro at one time to kind of like,
Yep.
like a revamp of it.
Sure.
And he was pretty strong. He used to pick up the engine. Boop, when he was rebuilding it. It was just
Oh
so
wow.
pick it
Wow.
up, just picked it up, and
I can't do that these days. Whew. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they had the Kaisers back then and the Imperials.
I think who had the Kaiser? I think Bing had a Kaiser.
Yeah, I was just going to say Bing had a Kaiser.
Yeah,
He did. I remember that. Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and then there was some very well-known companies that were established in
Oh, okay.
55. H&R Block was one of them. They're
Mhm.
still around.
Yes, they are.
MGM Television, still around. Well,
Mhm.
not television, but movies.
No,
Uh,
it has a television
Yeah,
division. that's
yeah,
still
yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wellcraft. Okay, I think they're still making boats.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. So,
Warner Brothers
Yeah.
Television.
yeah.
Yeah, it came
So,
on the streaming service all the time.
yeah. That's kind of 1955. I wouldn't call it in a nutshell, but a summary of it.
Yeah, they're more of a summary and everything like that, but everybody's got to look at that and understand that there was a lot of stuff going on in 1955.
Sure.
A lot of
Yeah.
people think that we lived in caves.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, Korea was going on in 55, wasn't it?
What's that? Oh no,
Korea. Yeah. Huh?
no.
Korea.
Korea was already finished by 55. It was finished right after Eisenhower got into office.
Yeah.
Korean
Okay.
War. Yeah, it was finished right after Eisenhower got into office, and I was 52.
Okay.
By 53, I think it was.
Okay.
over.
All right. I was already over that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There was
Yeah.
stuff going on in the 50s. You know, there's stuff going on in the 40s. There was stuff going on in the 30s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nothing going on in the 20s.
No, not a thing. But when you really look at all of this, you could see how this shaped us.
Oh yeah.
It shaped our parents,
Mhm.
right? And then we got into the 60s, and we just took the baby boomers just took that tradition and just scuttled everything.
Absolutely. We went a different path, a different direction.
Yeah. The movies, everything, music, everything went in a completely different direction.
Well, somewhere downstream, we're going to do 1965. So that'll be interesting to show the 10-year difference.
Oh, yeah. And what was going on back then? That 60s was a very turbulent decade.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm reading, I enjoy the New Yorker. I don't know if you've ever read it, but I read it when it's back there. And I just picked up a book, and it's all 60s articles from the New Yorker. And boy, is it reminding me about all the stuff that was going on there. I mean, civil rights. I mean, just all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, political unrest.
Yeah.
You're talking civil rights. You're talking Vietnam. I mean, you can go on and on.
You're talking about the cultural changes, the Woodstock stuff. Yeah. Well, I know you did a podcast in the past, and you went through the decade of the 60s. If I recall correctly. Yeah, you did that. So. We did. But it was one of those things that people do not realize. What we have today is rooted back is what happened in the 60s. Yeah.
Because basically before then, everything was pretty much you sowed your wild oats and then you grew up.
Yeah.
You went back to being traditionalist and that's it.
Yeah. You got married, you got it. You went to school. Okay. You may or may not gone to college, but you get married, you have kids, you have a career, you work there for your whole life.
Yeah.
Or most of your life.
Yeah.
And then you retire and then you die.
Yeah. But that was the mold. That's what we did.
Right.
That's exactly what we did. The 1960s baby boomers threw all that out the window.
Absolutely. Yep.
All out the window.
Good.
All right. Well, you know what, Professor, we're running along. What do you say we end this one?
I think we better because we got a little chatty again.
All right, my man. You have a great one. Okay.
All right. Talk to you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'd like to thank you for listening and remind you if you happen to have any baby boomer topics you'd like us to cover, just email us at growingupboomer@gmail.com. And until next time, may God bless.